Welcome to Made for More podcast, where faith and personal growth converge. I'm Julia, and I'm honored to guide you on a journey of empowerment and transformation alongside our occasional co-host, Omar. We are passionate believers and advocates for unlocking your God-given full potential. Join us as we explore the intersection of faith, life, business, and relationships, igniting a fire within to embrace the truth that your life is destined for greatness. Together, we'll uncover strategies, insights, and stories that inspire and equip you to become the best version of yourself. Get ready to embark on a fulfilling quest towards personal and professional fulfillment, guided by faith and the unwavering belief that you, my friend, are made for more. Hey y'all, welcome back to the next episode. It's been a minute and I apologize for that. But at the same time, I have mentioned before, I was going to take that pressure and stress off of I have to record a podcast episode. And I really want to make sure when I bring you an episode, it's not just like a drop in an episode, just a drop in episode. It's really quality. It has value to it. And so sometimes I kind of have to wait for that valuable lesson or that God download or just some kind of new creative moment to come in here and bring you guys something. So I actually, thankfully, have 2 or 3 different topics to talk about. So I'll be pushing out some episodes here for you guys to kind of catch back up. And I don't even know if I shared that I dipped my toes back into network marketing on the show yet. I probably have in one of these episodes, but with that, it actually brings me more content and more things to talk about with people that are in the business, because I do have a lot of women in business that follow the podcast. And so now it's going to be sharing some of those tips and those life tips as well with business. But on top of that, because I am doing business differently now, I'm hoping to share some ways where you can have some high value and things that you can do in a quick time, but still be able to live life. Because I have mentioned here before that my business became my idol and I just don't want to get back in that space. However, I do need my business because what I'm talking about today goes right along with that. In order for me to live the life that I desire and want to live, I have to have additional streams of income, multiple streams of income. I love being an educator, but and I feel like I'm still decently paid, because I know there's millions of people that don't even get paid what I get paid for my salary. However, I am a 6-figure lifestyle type of girl, and I will continuously try to build that 6-figure income each year and keep building on that. And so with that, my business has helped me with that extra income to be able to travel and to have fun and pay off debt and to just get whatever I want on the menu when I want to order something. Or, instead of getting a glass of wine, let's get a bottle of wine for the table for the girlfriends. That's the kind of life I want to live, to be able to bless people, it not be a big deal for me to just give somebody $10, or for me to, when I see something, on my Facebook page, or there's a sad loss or tragedy and somebody has a GoFundMe account, it's not going to break my bank to give them $50 or $100. That's the kind of life I want to live. And so that's why I do what I do. But we're not here for that right now. We're going to be here for traveling. And I really want to talk about how I think that a lot of times as humans, when something is unfamiliar, when something is new or uncertain or just strange or different or foreign, our brains it's literally part of our DNA to signal to our brain, okay, this is scary, it wants to protect. And so when I went to Paris, people will pickpocket you, there's sex trafficking, all the things. I'm okay, I'll be careful, but I'm going to be careful in the United States where there's gun violence left and right. And at least in Paris, the only people that are carrying guns are the actual soldiers and police. And I have to be safe no matter where I am. And then when people go to Mexico, to the beaches and stuff, but on top of that, it was actually more people were messaging me or saying things about me when I was going to Mexico City. Because as you know, it's very typical. Let's just be real, right? Julie's going to keep it real. It's so basic and common and very popular to go to the beaches in Mexico. It's not very popular to go to like the city. And thanks to, shout out, I don't even know if Marquisha still listens, but shout out to my friend Marquisha and other friends that really travel to cities and different cultures that, you know, I'm a sucker for a good beach, you guys, and I'm still going to take beach trips. I'm actually earning my way to a beach trip this fall. I'll still book a cruise because they're cheap or whatever, but you don't really get a cultural experience. You don't get new heightened awareness of another world, really, whenever you take a typical resort, you know, touristy type trips. So I get that people were kind of like, oh my gosh, you're going to Mexico City. Oh my gosh, you're going to Paris, you know, whatever. But the thing is, I was obviously safe, and I was, you know, very aware that I'm different, or not different, new to the town. So I have to be cautious of things, but I was more safe, and I felt more safe, I guess I should say, in those places, y'all, than I have in my own downtown of Dallas, or in my own hometown, or honestly, sadly to say, in the school system where we have still gun and school shooting violence, where I have to be the administrator in charge of safety. To me, that's actually more alarming. That's actually more scary than me traveling. So I just want to inspire somebody today that, like, book the trip. When people are like, oh, be safe. You have to be safe everywhere and anywhere. Is it even safe here in America? Like, go international, book the trip. In fact, right now, while I'm recording this episode in 2022, it's actually a lot cheaper most of the time when I'm looking at flights and deals to travel international right now than inside the US. So I went to Napa, and it actually cost me more to go to Napa than to go, which obviously because it is Napa, to go to Mexico City. It would cost me more to go to New York than to go to the Bahamas. So like, travel. But not only travel, yeah, book the beach trip, girl. Book that cruise, right? But go to like a cool place where it's a fun city that's so foreign to you. I promise you, you will be a new person. You will grow and develop. When I left Paris after a week there, so much of me changed. I developed new things, and I mean, I took time to be present with God, of course, and that was very helpful, but just realizing that there's this whole new world and a whole new different way of being, it really changed how I did business. It changed how I did life. And so I take that with me. And even, you know, in Mexico, I guess my lesson wasn't necessarily like it was in Paris. It was actually like being in Texas. There's a lot of Hispanic, obviously I was in Mexico, so Mexicans, but not just Mexicans, Hispanics that are here. And I realized how hard it has to be bilingual, how hard it has to be if you're not bilingual, and to be able to use a couple of words and try to get people to understand what you're saying. Because let me tell you guys, like, there was plenty of times where there's hundreds and thousands of people around us, especially when we were at the market, the mercado. And we were the only like Americans. So it was like, and a lot of people there, like, they didn't really speak English. So it was difficult. And it was, I would say, like, mentally kind of exhausting to have to try to constantly translate and figure things out. But it made me realize that I need to be more patient to people when I'm interacting with people that do not speak good English, or they struggle, or they're still learning. Because, I mean, hello, it's not easy. And then even, like, some words might not be correct, but it's what you know, right? And so I think that was what I learned, was like, I guess it's like this. It kind of goes with being privileged, right? Or goes with being like in your own little bubble. When you're in your own little comfort bubble and everything around you is easy, because communication's easy whenever you're talking to other people in your place of living, and they know what you're saying, and or you know where you're going, you know the places to go. When it's all easy and convenient, and you kind of have this place of privilege, right? But when you dump yourself into another city where you don't know anything and nothing is familiar, and you're still wanting to have a good experience and fun, it humbles you. And it also just allows you to see that the world is bigger than you. And instead of feeling like this big fish in your own little city, in your own, space and your job or, your family, whatever. You feel like you know what you're doing. You all of a sudden become a little fish in a big pond. And if you haven't felt that way in a while, like you haven't literally like immersed yourself into a new environment or just like have taken the time to be that little fish, I'm going to encourage you to do that. Okay. The Lord did not give us a spirit of fear. He says, fear not. Obviously be safe no matter what, but book the trip. Go drop yourself in a new place and see how you can have some either new experiences, new learning, new growth. I don't grow from a beach trip. I don't grow from a cruise. Now, do I have a good time? Heck yes. Do I get relaxed when I'm taking a nap on the beach? Hell yes. But I've never grown from those trips. The trips where I'm going on and will continue to go on, where I'm putting myself into new cultures and cities, that's where the growth comes from. And that's where you get to be a better person because you're having different perspectives, different, you open your eyes to a whole new world. And I think the more that we do that, the better we are going to be as people and the more united we are because we are all humans. So even though it's so different, you're going to find so many commonalities. And that's the beautiful part as well. So that's what I got for y'all today. That was my little reflection over traveling and just a little nudge to say, go book that scary trip to Tokyo or to Australia or to Canada. Like Canada is not even, I feel like Canada was still very American-like, but you get the point. Book a foreign country. Don't just go to the beach. Don't just book the cruise. Go somewhere totally different than what you're used to. And I hope it is a blessing to you. Bye.